Psalms 83, verse 1. Keep not thou silence, O God. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O God. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, Come, and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee.
'Cause they don't really love us, no. No. They don't love us, no. Hey. Better bundle up because this world is cold. This world is cold. This world is cold. The truth they don't want us to know. No. They don't want us to know. 'Cause we the people that he chose. That he chose. I just want some wisdom, you can keep your gold. And I'd rather be broke than to sell my soul. Yeah, F your money, I don't need your dollars. Praises to the Father, and I'm yelling Kwam, Yasharala. No, I'm not a Muslim, I don't deal with Allah. Keep a sword with me, cut you up just like a barber. My people lost, we destroyed because we lacking knowledge. Spiritual knowledge, not that kind that you can get in college. We them children of the promise, a highest promise, the one that he made with our forefathers. Judah's alliance, what would tell me who shall rouse him, and we gon' rise up. That's why Esau wanna stop us. Hey, they don't really love us, no. No, they don't love us, no. Hey, better bundle up because this world is cold. This world is cold. This world is cold. Hey, the truth they don't want us to know. No, they don't want us to know. 'Cause we the people that he chose. That he chose. Yeah, reading these scriptures now I see the truth. This world is so cold, man, they killing our youth. Just turn on the news and you'll see the proof. They don't care about me, they don't care about you. They give us the guns, they tell us to shoot. They give us the drugs, they tell us to use. They tell us to sell them, they play us like fools. The private salute, so that's what we do. We gotta wake up, man, there's no time to snooze. Our power's the greatest, so we cannot lose. They try to degrade us, but they can't erase us out. God didn't make us to play by their rules, and that's why they hate us. They hate that they ain't us, and Satan can't make us get down with his crew. They lock us and chain us, they cuff us and slave us, but they'll never break us. We always break through. It's true. We the chosen people, our spirit golden, we royalty. Though we straight away, our Father kept us, that's loyalty. When it's time for judgment, won't have attorneys, no lawyer fees. When it's time for judgment, it's gonna be destruction of our enemies. Yeah. 'Cause they don't really love us, no. No. They don't love us, no. Hey. Better bundle up because this world is cold. This world is cold. This world is cold. Go, go. The truth they don't want us to know. No, they don't want us to know. Why? Why? 'Cause we the people that he chose. That he chose. People that he chose. Hey.
Do you know just how good my God is? I'm so thankful, thank God I got this. He's so great, what a love that I'm his. And I promise that he is so
Where you thought I would be? They left me up in the trap, all they had was a key. But God is good, how he saved me from water that deep. I know the shepherd never strays too far from his sheep, no indeed. He may not come when you call him though, but he always on time like the morning show. That's why I praise him like I'm singing in the high note. And I give thanks, I'm the 12 that he died for. Rose from the valley full of dry bones, and every day I'm fighting for the kingdom life.
Hey, cooked it up, Kali.
Pick your head up and get right back in a fight. Yeah. We gotta endure to the end. We can't lose with the most high on our side. Yeah. We gotta endure to the end. Don't let up. Don't let up. Don't let go. Don't let go. Don't let up. Don't let up. Don't let go. No. Pick your head up and get right back in a fight. Yeah. We gotta endure to the end. You win some, you lose some, but you live to fight another day. Pick your head up, get back in the fight, cause it's gonna be okay. Y'all might not show up when you want him, but he come right away. Hold it down, endure to the end, activate your faith, lift me up, don't let me down, hold me close, I stick around, being a servant to the Father, come with benefits. I'ma be straight when I die, like life, insurance, obedience, faith, top it off with endurance. I'm trying to tell you about his love, cause it's assuring. You might fall down, but don't stay there. And if you stay there, make sure you pray there. Yeah. Pick your head up and get right back in the fight. Hold it down, it's gonna be alright. Don't trust everyone that say they're a friend. You gotta endure to the end. Pick your head up and get right back in a fight. Yeah. We gotta endure to the end. We can't lose with the most high on our side. Yeah. We gotta endure to the end. Don't let up. Don't let up. Don't let go. Don't let go. Don't let up. Don't let up. Don't let go. No. Pick your head up and get right back in a fight. Yeah. We gotta endure to the end. Be a brother, even if we got different mothers, but the same father. We serve the same Elohim. If we got any problem, yeah, we can solve it. Look, ain't too heavy. Had to take the load off. Pull up to the dumpster, had to drop the trash off. In the gutter, yeah, he put me out the trenches. We built fences. This is not a game, no, it ain't YouTube or Corey Kenshin. Truth so serious, shed the old man off. Can't be faking, gotta take the mask off. Step it up, roll the dice, we gon' bet it up. I bet the bag on y'all, I'll bet the brag on y'all. I put it all on y'all, yeah. Ay, I put it all on y'all. Ay, that's how I feel. It's real. Pick your head up and get right back in the fight. Your head up, hold it down. It's gonna be alright. Hold it down. Don't trust everyone that say they're a friend. You gotta endure to the end. Pick your head up and get right back in a fight. Yeah. We gotta endure to the end. We can't lose with the most high on our side. Yeah. We gotta endure to the end. Don't let up. Don't let up. Don't let go. Don't let go. Don't let up. Don't let up. Don't let go. No. Pick your head up and get right back in the fight. Yeah. We gotta endure to the end. 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 We gotta endure.
Most definitely, we have got to endure to the end. Welcome to the Truth Be Told Flex podcast. I am your host, Sheir Yeshub Judah. We got Ayob Ben Yahu, also known as Ben Ayob.
Yeah, boy.
Yes, sir. Hey, you know, I actually heard that tonight. I shouldn't have said nothing. I probably ain't gonna hear another one. I'm probably not gonna hear another one again tonight, man. But say, I heard that too.
That is.
Oh,
You heard it. Good. That's good. That's
yeah, we would like to welcome everybody. Everybody come on in, take a seat. Prepare yourself for some great news that we have come across during the week to present to the people. Ayob, how you doing, brother?
Man, I am great, blessed, and highly favored in the Most High, feeling good. I am wonderful. How are you, sir? How are y'all?
The same, man. We are blessed by the best, and I hope that Elder Ricard don't hear me say that because he's something to try to charge me. You know, I think that brother said he was going
to trademark. Trademark it.
The fact that we just be trademarking words and phrases now.
I think the rest said he was gonna trademark that. They said, I better be quiet for the GOCC. I think the GOCC they about like the Swifties and say beehives. Yeah,
they everywhere, boy.
they do.
They everywhere.
It's like,
Run into them.
I don't know what kind of name you want to call them, but yeah, they out there though.
Yes,
There I
sir.
go. I'm gone. Can you still hear me?
I can hear you, but I can hear you.
I keep losing my camera for some reason, but y'all continue on. Let me get this here figured out.
All right. So welcome everybody. How you doing, Miss Banath? Charlotte, how you? Oh, now they both gone. So again, looks like it's just me tonight. It's gonna be me. Welcome. This is Tyrone Koppel coming to now. Welcome everybody. Truth Be Told Flex Podcast. Hey, we got some technical difficulties. We're gonna get that handled in just a second, but in the meantime, we pray that everybody is grand, that everybody's had a great week so far. This is Wednesday. Elder Nasaya, thank you so much. We are streaming on the Saya TV network. Thank you so much, Elder Nasaya, again for having us on your great TV network. Streaming on Facebook Live. Thank you for whoever has shared this already. We got one share. We've only been on for a few minutes, so we appreciate our Facebook Live fam, our YouTube Live fam. We appreciate y'all. We're having some technical difficulties, but again, thank everybody for joining us on tonight. So we got a great show in line for you. We're gonna try to see what we got some technical difficulties going on here, but again, we got a lot of stuff that has been happening in the world, man. I don't know if you guys have been abreast of the situation that's going on in the land of Israel, but apparently we are supposed to be keeping a lookout from attacks from Iran. So yeah, got to keep our eyes on that. So apparently y'all know the escalation in Gaza, the Gaza Strip, over there in Israel, the land, not the people, but the land of Israel. You know, they've been having this ongoing feud with the Palestinians and Gaza. And then as of recent, one of Hezbollah's leaders has been unalived, and the U.S. Is sending more aid. Now we talked about last week how they approved a package for the Ukraine, but now they're sending aid and things to the land of Israel, getting prepared, sending more resources, whether that's nurses, teams that help get food, water in, because they are, again, expecting for Iran to retaliate or respond to the leaders that were taken out in Hezbollah. Now, on top of that, to make situations worse, and I'm just going over this, we're giving a chance for Banath and Sheer to get back in, but I do want to make sure we're on top and everybody is aware. So on top of everything I just said, what make matters worse is that the U.S. was kind of in the middle and negotiating a ceasefire between the Palestinians or Hamas and Israel, Netanyahu. So now, when they were in the middle of trying to get the ceasefire, and from what I understand, they were in the advanced stages. So in politics or in world government, they'll draw out like an actual comprehensive plan, like on paper. and sometimes it be thousands, hundreds of pages long, but they'll draw out a comprehensive plan. And the reason they do this is because why? In an election year, you can use it for policy and run off of it. Your foreign policy. You can say, oh, our party helped in a bipartisan way. Both sides was able to go into Israel and negotiate a ceasefire. But now they're throwing a monkey wrench in their plans because now we are expecting Iran to retaliate. And I think we just got our sister back. But not if you're there. Oh, maybe not. Okay. But yeah, so keep your eyes on that. Lots of things on top of that has been going on. We just ended, well, not we, but the Olympics just ended. Can't remember the gold medal count, but the USA basketball, men's basketball, and women's basketball won. And I'm so glad the women's basketball won because everybody know the whole controversy about Caitlin Clark and the women beat the France women's team by 1 point, I think 68-67 this year. But just want to finish this point. I'm so glad Stuart Cheer can agree that the women's basketball team, I'm so glad they won. Because if they would have lost, we would have never
heard the end of it.
Boy, they would have been Caitlin Clarking us to death. But the men's won the goal. Steph Curry in the last few minutes, they had France by like 10. France pulled it within like 4. And Chef Curry just went crazy with like 3 or 4 threes and ended the game. And then the women's the next day won by 1 point. So as you could hear, the Caitlin Clark people, they've been quiet. Because they was waiting. They couldn't wait for the ladies to lose so they could have an excuse to go in about Caitlin Clark wouldn't choke. Oh, they was waiting. But again, they didn't. So that's keep your eyes on the Iran news. Again, they're looking to retaliate, and it's been escalated because the Hamas leaders were killed, or I'm sorry, unalive, but they were in the advanced stages of an agreement, and the Olympics is over. I think they had the closing ceremonies, Monday? I think. Am I right?
I think so. Something like
Sunday
that.
or Monday was the closing ceremony. So there you have it, guys. We're back.
Hey, thank you, Ayob. You did a great job, man. A lot of those topics that you talked about, we are definitely getting into later on tonight, most definitely. Bruh, I have absolutely no idea why my camera keep failing. And it failed, and I wasn't even able to get it back. I thought I was going to have to do this show with the laptop camera. But by the grace of the Most High, we here. I don't want to definitely turn this into a sports talk, but I gotta say this. With the men's basketball, from what I've seen, there's a couple of more games I still gotta watch because I recorded them and I still want to watch them, even though I know it's over and know what the results are. I haven't seen LeBron be the #1 player on any of those games. And I know you're a LeBron dude, man, but I gotta put this out there. How he get MVP? Steph been killing them. You know what I'm saying?
You got to go back and watch.
I got to go back and watch.
South Sudan, Steph had no points. Like he was 0 for 7.
Okay, then. So I got to go catch up then. Okay, then. I got you. Okay.
LeBron maybe had one game where he didn't score a lot of points, but that game he had like 16 assists and like 4 blocks in crucial points of the game. Okay. He had like 12 rebounds. So
okay, then. Okay, because I'm gonna be unbiased. Don't you know what I'm saying? But I gotta see it from what I done seen. Yeah.
Now, I'm a Laker fan first, and I like LeBron. I'm a LeBron fan, but if anybody would tell you I'm hard on LeBron, I will tell people, and that's right. Give me the thumbs up. I'll be the first to tell people to me, the GOAT debate, that's
right.
Jordan, Kobe, and LeBron.
You tell us to be quiet.
I am.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So yeah, no more sports. We're 20 minutes in.
All right.
Praise the Most High.
Hey, meet me over on Mo Talk.
Mo Talk, dig it. That's where we're going. She's like, y'all hurry up, wrap it up.
All right. Few announcements for you. So For those of you who listen to our show, or individuals that listen to the show that are interested in advertising new music or business, we are now at a point where we are accepting sponsors, and we have some packages for those of you who want to highlight your music on the show. We've been doing this for a little while now, and it's gotten to the point where we've had multiple requests. So we will start allowing you guys to reach out to us via our email. It is truthbetolflexpodcast@gmail.com for those of you who are interested in having your music or business advertised, or if you'd like to sponsor us on for the show, you can absolutely do that. Again, you can reach us at truthbetolflexpodcast@gmail.com. All right.
Yes, sir.
So, Kulanati, for those of you who have music and need a little assistance with some music and getting your information out there, or getting your music out there, they provide instrumentals for a variety of genres, including hip hop, R&B, rock, as well as some others. So whatever genre you're into, I can imagine they have the tools that you need in order to get your music out there. Sister Shania will be performing August 27th at the end of this month at the Gateway Place in Houston. This is the information. Tickets are only $20, so please go support. You can get them at skyhighartistlaunch.com. I've actually gone on the website and checked it out. There's a couple of different ways that you can go and do this, but you can also listen. If you want to go online and purchase a ticket, there's a way for you to purchase your ticket and actually listen online if you cannot come to Houston and go to the show in person. So please go out and support.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
All right. So for our Talk Amongst Yourselves topics today, so Boeing astronauts that went into quote unquote space are possibly stranded in space until 2025. Apparently there's something went wrong with their ship. So there's a possibility that they could be out there until sometime in 2025. So
what? Boy, can you imagine that phone call? Oh my.
Sunshine, I ain't never coming home no more. Oh. That part.
Yeah.
So an AI went rogue and spoke in people's voices without their permission. So for all of those of you who like AI, who use AI on a regular basis, who have the Google cameras and your what is it called? The for the people who talk to and have their radios come on automatically.
Smart.
Siri,
Alexa is the one I was thinking of. Your Siri is your Alexa. So they have apparently been having some issues because some of these tools have been talking in people's voices, like imitating their voices and speaking in their voices without their permission. Like they didn't set it up, they didn't ask it to do it. They were doing something else, and the voice all of a sudden decided it was just going to mimic their voice and do whatever it was going to do. So,
Our robot.
Yeah, there you go. Will Smith tried to tell y'all.
Yep.
Isaac Hayes, his estate is suing Donald Trump for using his song "Hold On, I'm Coming" at the rallies.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I seen that the other day. Yeah. You got to have a license. You got to pay, and they got the money to pay Isaac Hayes' estate.
I imagine because it's a black man and he's no longer with us. They decided, oh, he ain't gonna mind. We'll just borrow his music.
And real quick,
they found out.
Right. The thing is, a lot of artists don't like campaigners or candidates to do that, and the reason is because when they play their music, a lot of the crowd will think that
they supporting them.
Right. And that's why Isaac Hayes' family was like, no. We didn't have nothing to do with that. We don't endorse him. We don't endorse nobody. We going to court. So it'll just be a cease and desist. That's all. It won't play.
Are you messed up, Oda? Yeah.
I tell you, technical difficulties are thick.
Yeah, there you go.
That better?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep. All right. And then I have two more. So you guys remember the Kentucky student who went on a racist tirade against another student
I heard
in
about it.
2022?
Yeah.
Like she was in the foyer, whatever, and she
Yeah.
said the N word to her over 200 times in that little tirade. Well, she apparently
How
pleaded
you
guilty.
say that 200 times?
She was sitting around talking about igga.
That's in your heart. For real. That's in your soul.
Oh, absolutely.
Man.
It was in the depths of her soul.
200 times?
Yep.
She
Well,
couldn't wait to
apparently
say
she
it.
pled guilty. So I don't know what pleading guilty is going to do for her because, you know, at the end of the day, she ended up at another school. Okay, fine. But what are really going to be the ramifications for this? She's going to pay a fine and it'll be done.
It'll be done.
And nothing. You dig what I'm saying?
It'll be
A fine
expunged
that
off
she's
her
done.
record in a year. She
Uh-huh.
You heard
Yeah.
about the dude? I want to say it was in New York, maybe. All the crazy stuff happened in New York and Florida, so it was one of them, the Florida man, right? But he got 3 years. He's
punched
sentenced to 3 years. Yeah, for
punched
punching a
white-
racist white dude for calling him,
nigga.
for calling him a nigga. And I'm like,
He got
got what was coming. That's justice. That was justice served. And I do not condone violence. I do not, saying that, it's good somebody died. But when you play stupid games,
You get stupid prizes.
But right. And where's the hate crime bill for
Okay.
exactly.
for us? You got an Asian
Exactly.
one, you got a Jewish one, you got everybody got one except us.
Everybody, even the homosexuals.
That's another topic, another show, guys. another different topic.
Oh, Lord.
That's one we definitely gonna have to talk
Yeah,
about.
if he had kept his mouth closed, he'd still be alive.
Right.
True that.
All right, and the last one, monkeypox. So keep your eyes on this one. It's apparently a new global health emergency. CDC is deeming this as such. There have been more than 14,000 cases and 524 deaths in Africa this year, which already exceeds
How many
what? Which one?
deaths?
524.
Wow.
And that already exceeds last year's figures. So keep your eye on this one. I think we're going to talk about this next week to bring some more information out on where else this is going, because apparently it's starting to spread.
When they say Africa, where in Africa? Do it say?
Just Africa, period, continent, period. So keep your eye on it.
Yeah, man.
All right. So on to our hot topics.
Let's go.
Monkeypox, son.
Mm-hmm.
These folks trying to kill us.
All right. So no tax on tips. You guys excited about that? No tax on tips. If you work in an industry where, such as waitstaff, bartender, who heavily rely on tips, Trump has put out this plea or ploy, if you will, to not tax the tips that waiters, waitresses, bartenders, hairdressers. He doesn't want to tax that anymore. And then, of course, in true copycat fashion, Kamala has decided she's on board with the same thing. She has decided taxing tips is not a good idea. We should, allow these people to make the money that they're going to make. The problem, though, is even though it is supposed to provide some kind of economic relief and encourages consumer spending, because think about it, when you go to restaurant, you go anywhere now, you pretty much can't make any purchase anywhere where there's someone in service and they don't offer for you to tip them. I've been in places now where they really didn't do anything and they stick a little pad in front of you and ask you to tip. So I take issue with that because it's not my responsibility to pay your workers their wages. But at the end of the day, if Trump and Kamala both agree on this stance, which party do you think is going to benefit from this change if it's implemented?
They both
Probably
will.
Trump's.
I think they both will.
Okay.
I think
How
that's
so?
benefit. Well, they both, like the article said, they both announced that this part of their campaign speeches in Nevada, and Nevada is a heavy service industry state with Las Vegas, the casinos, and different things like that. So Trump got at it first, which is going to heavily benefit them because he is known for taxing the 1% when he was in office. That was one of his big policy things, that he was the lone president that actually held the 1% rich and taxed them and relieved everybody else. The Democrats have always been known and ran off of that, but never really went through with it. So that's why I believe it at this time, because you got to understand, right now, everybody's waking up to the fact that tips are just a way of the company saying we don't want to pay our fair share and our workers. Because normally a restaurant, it ain't just 10 servers. It's like when I worked at Olive Garden, I mean, we had close to 200 servers.
How much did you make? How much did you make?
I mean, before the recession in 2008, when we opened in 2001 and 2, I would agree that the tip should have been taxed, because I was walking out of there with $400, $500 a day. If I
I'm talking about your hourly. Your hourly. What was your hourly wage?
$2.17.
Okay.
$2.50. So that's why they saying, bro, you walking out. If you come in the morning at 11 and work from 11 to 4 and you made $150 off tips, and then you got relieved at 3, had a break and came back at 4:30 and worked from 4:30 to 11, and you made 150 in the daytime and made another 300 at night every day. So that's why I say, okay, I can understand that. But here it is. I'm about to throw to you, Sheer. Now is the time that, again, when I worked for that company, $2.17, you would get a draw check for $100 or $80 at the most. Come on, restaurants got to do better than that. Applebee's, all your restaurants, you got to pay.
That's my point.
Right. You got.
That's my point. And to piggyback off of what you were saying, both of them will benefit. I think vote-wise, both of them will benefit on it because people love to hear the term "no tax." You know what I'm saying? They just, for some reason, that resonates on people's ears. Oh, they say they're gonna cut taxes on this. So if they both saying that they both will benefit both, but I actually think Trump will benefit from it in a long run because he's a businessman.
Gotcha.
I really do believe that Kamala jumped on board with it after Trump said it. And because when I read the article, my wife can attest to it. I said, oh man, what did I call her? A parakeet. And without realizing further down in the article, they called her copycat Kamala. You dig what I'm saying? Yeah. Exactly. So it's like, oh, if he gonna do that, that's what I'm gonna do. Yep. Trump and his team can actually insert a plan behind it because Trump is a numbers man. He is a businessman, right? But the thing that got me though, man, and let me get to this here. Y'all just touched on it. It's not taxing the tips that's the problem. To me, the problem is that these people are making under $3 an hour.
Right. Yes.
That's what the problem is to me, that they are making under $3 an hour. And Ayob, you just attested to that. You dig what I'm saying? Yep. And to me, in my opinion, this is one of those, again, where the government is doing is the least that they could possibly do to satisfy the people. You dig what I'm saying?
Right.
Look, in that article, it talked about a person, Katie Guide, who was a server at a Waffle House. Now, you was fortunate enough to work at the Olive Garden. Right. A lot of people come to Olive Garden and eat for various different reasons. Yep. My mom used to love to go to Olive Garden for her birthday, and it'd be tons of us in there. And Olive Garden have the privilege of giving you a gratuity on the ticket after so many people. So your tips is going to look different than a person's tip that work at a Waffle House. but the person in Waffle House is still making the same amount of money hourly that the person at the Olive Garden is making. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And they making $2.92 an hour plus tips. When I saw that, man, I was thrilled, man. My wife thought I was crazy. I was over here just mind blown. I'm like, $2.92 an hour. I did the math. Dude, after 40 hours in a week, that's $116.80.
And it was taxed.
And it's taxed.
So like I said before, out of that $120 after taxes, my check would be $75. Then when I added insurance, my checks would just say void.
You understand what I'm saying? This is the point that I'm making. So you coming to the people talking about you're not gonna tax their tips. No. How about you guys going to the vote, come up with some type of legislative plan to make these companies pay a competitive wage that these people can live, because anybody making under $3, anybody making under what today, the way inflation is and everything is, man, anybody making anything under $15 an hour,
it's tough to
how you gonna survive?
It's tough, man.
What is cutting out the taxes for tips going to do for anybody? That's the question that I have.
I mean,
you know what I'm saying?
Is it going to be a huge relief to where that $2 an hour is going to equate to $15 an hour plus tips? Probably not.
No.
It'll be more like $7 an hour,
right?
Which is a little better. So your checks will be about $200, and then if you get taxed, it'll be about $150. And then if they don't tax, because at the end of the night, when my cash tips, when I push clock out, it asks me cash tips was this, and it'll calculate how much that taxes that they were going to take out of your check.
See, yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy, man. Yeah, that is crazy. So when I read this, I was like, man, like, again, this is the government doing the very least that they possibly can. Exactly, because it makes no sense that anybody in this country on any facet is making $2.13, $2.92 an hour, and you get. And I've seen how some restaurant managers treat some of their workers too, man. Right. Working in the restaurants is not easy. That is not no easy business.
Right. It's not.
That's not an easy business.
But yeah.
And just so y'all know, there are still multiple states. I know I heard you say 292, 270, whatever. There are still multiple states, including North Carolina, South Carolina, Tennessee, Texas, Utah, that the minimum or maximum they pay for their waitress and waiters, it's still $2.13 an hour.
Yep, that's what I was. Yeah. I was making that was in 2001, y'all.
I was making that in 1993.
Right. That is robbery.
1993.
That's robbery, man.
That's robbery.
It is.
While at the same time, you got CEOs and managers. They making their salaries is
they make a killing.
Millions.
Right.
That's
crazy.
Right. Absolutely.
Right.
Crazy.
I mean, you got to think Waffle House stay open 24 hours. And when I was in Georgia, I ain't never in my life seen so many Waffle House. It was Waffle House every Waffle House next door to another Waffle House. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta think, y'all ain't losing no money.
Nope.
All right. Well, I know we can stay on that forever, but we got a few other hot topics we need to get to. So apparently the Trump campaign was supposedly attacked by Iranian hackers. So the breach of Roger Stone, who is a political person in Trump's campaign, his email was suspected to have been hacked by Iranians, and it highlights the ongoing threat of cyber attacks against political campaigns. Such attacks aim to gather sensitive information or disrupt the operations of key figures within the campaign, posing a significant risk to election integrity. This is not the first time this happened. I think a few years ago, or back when Trump was first running, they talked about the Russians coming in and hacking Hillary's emails and pulling data from there. I think we have way too much technology for there to be this kind of cyber attacks. I know if companies, multi-million-dollar companies, can have this infrastructure in place where they have their computer system set up where it's very difficult to get hacked, I can't imagine that political campaigns don't have the same thing, especially on the presidential level. But that being said, do you think this is political gerrymandering, or did Iran really hack Trump's campaign?
That first word that you said is what I think.
Gerrymandering.
At first,
Yeah.
I've never heard it before, but I can imagine what it means, and that is exactly what that's exactly what I think, man. But you gotta think, I either Trump got a mole inside of his outfit, or the Democratic Party did this. I don't believe that Iran did this. I mean, and how easy would it be for you to say that Iran did it, right? I mean, it's not like you're gonna blame it on yourself.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I do it, and then we just blame it on Iran. We blame Iran for everything else. You know what I'm saying? But nah, I don't believe that Iran is behind this. But there's another question that I have is like, when you hear things like this, whether Iran did it or the government do it, do that not make you guys ask the question, how safe are we as people though?
Agreed.
Right.
Like
Agreed.
type of work that I do, I'm putting these Google cameras in homes every day. Google cameras, Google doorbells, Google technology, Google thermostats, you know what I'm saying? And I just learned also that Google is now coming up with a product that they're going to sell to the people, that they AI technology is going to learn your behavior.
See,
That they can start taking over the things that you would normally do for you before you do it inside of your home.
right. Like that
You
one commercial.
understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, like that one commercial. It wouldn't let the girl leave. She was like, Siri, open the door. And it was like, no, I cannot do that. And she was like, why not? And Siri was like, because you haven't gotten your keys. And the girl looked behind on the counter and was like, oh, I forget my keys. And Siri would not let her leave out the house.
Right.
She would lock the keys up.
Robots.
Exactly.
That's
This is where we going, man. So if they're able to, and I just want to hear y'all opinion on it, but not said, if they're able to, even if it was a run, if anybody was able to hack the president, ex-president, or he who's running for the president, the big seat, if you can hack their system and find out what's in their system, there's no hope for us, man. All the private emails y'all got that we got, that you think that they gone,
yeah, nah,
they ain't gone.
No, they.
Oh, they're definitely not gone. I can guarantee you that.
They on there.
Neither are they gone, and we know they're not gone, but they got the ability to bring them back up now.
Absolutely.
You know, because that's what they did with this here, right? They hacked it and then they shared the information. Am I correct?
Right. Well, that's just like years ago. You remember the Podesta emails? Jim Podesta with Hillary Clinton. He got an email that was saying, hey, you need to change your password. Please send us. This is the company that we're a third-party company, but we're doing security breach. There's been a security breach. It's time for you to change your password. Your password is protected with us. Give us your now password so we could change it, and we're going to email you back your new password so you protect it. This joker emailed them the password, and that's how they was able to get in all the Hillary Clinton.
Oh, phishing.
So I believe that, real quick, Roger Stone, he was in court with Steve Bannon, all of them on Trump's cabinet. Remember General Flynn? You know, they had, you know, he went to jail for a little bit. Is he still in there? I don't know if he out or not, but apparently, like you said, Doc, you said something profound. There's a mole somewhere. One of Trump's friend and Roger Stone, he just looked like the person that could be bought out for millions of dollars. Give us a couple Trump secrets. All we need is a couple, and leave the rest up to us.
Right.
Some old Mission Impossible. I mean, like you said, how safe are we? If you can get into a president or former president's email, How safe are we? How many times have we been asleep? You've watched the Mission Impossible movies. How many times have we been asleep and somebody hacked a computer somewhere that could have sent off a nuke, and just in a matter of seconds, one of our cyber teams caught the hack and shut it down before it
shut
happened.
it down.
How many times have we been sleeping at act? We were seconds away.
Right.
Sleep 3 or 4 in the morning, not knowing.
Right.
Seconds away from disaster. So now that this is coming out, like I was saying before when we was having technical difficulties, they're looking to blame something on Iran because now we're looking for Iran to counterattack on the Hezbollah leaders being unalived from Israel. So now all of a sudden, boom, we got hacked or president hacked. Oh, it was Iran.
It was Iran.
So they have an excuse when Iran retaliates. Boom, we could. It's just and
that's typical America, is that not?
Right.
I mean,
right, like you said, it ain't nobody from Iran. Somebody from the Democratic or Republican Party poses Iran agent, because if you look at the what did they say in the article? Where is it? They named it
Robert.
No,
is that what you're looking for?
No, they had a name for it. I can't remember what it is. It says the CNN article kept mentioning the perpetrator as the foreign state actor. What is that?
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah.
Y'all telling on yourself, foreign state actor? So somebody from America that's a cyber hacker that's done work for plenty of IT companies that knows everything about cyber system, posed as an Iranian agent and hacked them. So now y'all say, oh, Iran did it. Foreign state actor. I seen that. I was like, wow, this is getting out of control, bro.
Yep.
Like, what is that?
And I wouldn't put nothing past that Biden Kamala team. I wouldn't put nothing, because she is not the sharpest knife in the drawer, people. I mean, we have got to be honest about this thing, man. And this is why it was so easy for her to jump on board with, oh, okay, yeah, that sounds good. Let's not tax the tips. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Let me throw this out there. She is smart. She is very smart. She is not politically savvy, and there's a
there you go.
She is not politically savvy. That's why when she gets asked certain questions that catch her off,
all she do is laugh.
Right.
Yeah.
They asked her, you have not been to the border. Well, I haven't been to Australia. What does that mean?
And she laughed after that. I was like, what in the world?
Yeah. So if you guys haven't seen that movie, Beekeeper.
Beekeeper.
Yes.
Yeah, there's a lot of different components in Beekeeper, but the biggest thing is going in and watching how they hack people's information, how just one little bit of information, with just enough information you give them, they can go in and pull up all kinds of stuff. So when they tell you need to change your password should be difficult, and you should not use the same password on everything that you have.
Right.
This is exactly why they're saying don't do that. But it is very interesting to me that they're now trying to blame Iran for this hack.
Yeah, just blame it on Iran. You got to see, and that's the thing too. We talked about it last week.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're about to get crunk up.
Yeah.
Wrap it up.
Man.
Oh, man. All right. So next on the docket, guys, is the U.S. announces a $125 million military package for Ukraine. So it continues. Like, just call us Uncle or Daddy Warbucks, because that's what it seems like we are doing for Ukraine. This is a clear indication that the United States has an ongoing commitment to supporting Ukraine in its defense against external aggression. Whatever it is that we have or America has against Russia, they working all their stuff out through Ukraine. Whatever Ukraine needs, has asked for, I don't think there's one thing that Ukraine has asked for that America has not delivered on, has not given them. Anything that you can think about in terms of military weapons, money. I think the only thing we haven't sent is military personnel. I think that is the only thing that we have not sent so far. But that being said, what do you guys think is the end game? Like, When does it
There's
stop?
It's not. Yep.
There's no end game.
At all.
They, as much as we've been
At
asking
all.
for reparations, they are making a point to make sure that we know they ain't worried about us. They ain't thinking they like, we ain't thinking about y'all. Y'all want reparations? It's going to Ukraine. Plain and simple. So there is no end game. They're going to keep writing checks. They're going to keep writing blank checks for weapons, because it's still a business. Unfortunately.
I honestly think after reading this article, I began to pieces started coming to me slowly. And we've been talking about this for a long time. And another story that we're going to talk about later on actually collaborates with this. They're not giving this stuff to Iran. There is no way they giving Iran $125 million of weapons just free. Iran is buying this stuff from them, man.
You talking about Ukraine?
Ukraine.
Okay.
Ukraine. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Ukraine is buying this stuff from them, man.
Yeah.
And as I was reading this, it started dawning on me, man. And we talked about this here in some earlier shows that we did much earlier. When Safar was still on the show, how America operates and the politicians operate. And what we're looking at is these politicians stacking their pockets. That's what we're looking at.
Right.
If we were at liberty to look at these politicians and find out what stocks they hold, what bonds they hold, I can guarantee you that we will see that they are holding stocks in the companies that are creating these weapons.
Yep.
That Ukraine is buying for hundreds and millions and billions of dollars. This is why war is profitable to the private, but to us, the public, it's detrimental. You dig what I'm saying? When the public is going broke, the private is getting richer. And that's what's happening right now, man. This is why it's not going to be an end game to this, because what happens during wartime? And we are in war. Inflation.
Right.
Gas prices go up. Money either gets slowed down or they turn it off. But when all of that happens to us that are on a bottom ground, which is the regular people, when all of that happened to us, guess what's happening to the congressmen and the senators and the presidents and the vice presidents and the judges that sits on them seats? They get money, man. And this is money that is actually privy to them. We can't buy into those stocks.
We can't, because you have insider trader ideas. The public will be telling it. Because like you said, great point. These congressmen have sworn, when they swear on that Bible, it's an oath they have to take, that they will never let this information out. Just look at the movie The Sum of All Fears with Ben Affleck, Morgan Freeman, Harrison Ford. Morgan Freeman was trying to tell him, Ben Affleck, you a great journalist. You have no idea what you're getting into, who you're chasing. And at the end of the movie, he found out, man, Morgan Freeman and Harrison Ford, they was all in on it. I thought they was congressmen and politicians. They had a hand in getting this weapon sold to somebody else. They made money off of it, millions. So it's the same thing. Again, like you said, the blank check is getting sent by a certain family to the Ukraine to buy these weapons. Like it's plain and simple. It's the sum of all fears. And like you said, who is the one affected? Us. Inflation, gas prices, food prices. But everything is higher, everything, rent, mortgage, land, everything except taxing servers. Like, come on.
So let me blow your wings back real quick. So you know how we've been selling. So I know you said we're selling this stuff to Ukraine. We're not just giving it away. But that's how they're presenting it, that we're giving them these aid packages and giving them all this money. What we haven't been silent on and have been very upfront about is selling military weapons to Israel.
Right. And I was going to mention that later on the show. Go ahead.
So here's my question. When we sell that, where does that money go?
Where does it go?
That's a
Great question.
$100,000 question, or in the words of what they selling to Israel, that's $1 billion. That's $1 billion question.
Why are we paying the kind of taxes that we're paying over here when they're selling all of these weapons as well as other things for all of the money that they're selling it for?
Exactly.
Doesn't make a whole lot
It's
of
going
sense.
right into their pocket. Don't you know when they become senators? I learned this, and I'm gonna see if I can find that video, and I'm gonna send it to you guys. How they get these senators to flip is, say you and I, we young, just done got out of Ivy League, and now we're about to go into, and we young, and we are for real about making a change, right? And we not going in to play these political games that they play.
Right.
And they see that we smart, head of the class, you know what I'm saying? And we are promising, because that's what they look at. We promising. When we get in there, you got to understand that everybody that becomes senators, congressmen, and judges, they don't ever go in there with the idea of being corrupt. Something happens. So how do they flip them?
Come on, man.
They flip them with the money game.
Come on, man.
They go to them and they show them, you take this here, buy this here, and you put this here overseas in an offshore account.
Yep.
It'll never be seen.
Yep.
And when you put that over there in that offshore account, it's going to make this much money. Now, remember, the older cat, the elder told me that as a youngster. Now, one elder telling me that and another elder telling you that. Now, it's illegal. You know it's illegal. I know it's illegal. But it's almost like being an illegal police officer. We done come up in this drug house, this trap house, and it was 500,000, but we only gonna turn in 250,000. You don't want no money, but you gonna take some money. What you do with it, you can burn it. As far as I'm concerned, you gonna take some money, right?
Training day. That's what Denzel did on training.
You gonna take some money. When they do that there now, when it a policy come around or a law come around that they need you to vote on, I'm Republican, they Democrat. Hey, remember when I gave you that inside on that offshore?
I traded idea. That's it.
That's how they get you to flip on your people.
Right.
And this is that pact that Ayob is talking about that they swear. That's how they get to turn on their people, man. And so with that money being sold, all of them, that money is being divided up against them. Don't you know that they don't even spend the same type of money we spend?
Of course not.
They don't deal with Federal Reserve notes.
Nah.
What you really just described is what they call their political term for it is bipartisanship.
There you go.
That's what they.
There you go.
Call it. So
reaching across the table.
Yeah, I'm reaching across the table. All right, make sure you hand me the right amount of cash.
Right, that's it. Reach across the table.
There
Reach
you
across
go.
the aisle.
Y'all learned that here on Truth Be Told. This is how DC work.
Exactly.
All right, guys. We're gonna take a quick music break, and then we'll come back. We got another hot topic for you guys. But going into music break, this is "I Shall Wear a Crown" by Eshawn Burton.
Let's get it.
Yeah. Hallelujah. All praise, honor, and glory be unto the Most High. To man, woman, and child. Make sure you keep your eyes on the one. Yeah. It's important that I be specific. The track record of the one from Nazareth is so prolific. We open scripture, see potent depictions, inscriptions of unequivocal wisdom from the one that's risen. I'm talking holes from 3 nails and abdomen incisions. I'm talking minor details like leaving John in prison while John was being condescending in this drama pendant. It's always crazy when family become the opposition. I'm talking staying in Jerusalem 4 days. Why they look for you in every cardinal direction? That mean 4 ways. Found you in the temple, they say they've been stressing 4 days, and at 12 years of age, you ask why you ain't checked here in the first place. No disrespect, I know you're supposed to be upset. It's just that the Passover wasn't over for me yet. The one standing in the pond, the Holy Spirit gon' dive on. In the shape of a dove, I'm who the nation's gon' rely on. Who the local officials gon' spy on and lie on. Genesis said that I would crush the head of the python. Shook up the world before Cassius became
Ali, convicting the masses of their sin, and if Ali, that's me, no magic. I'm not Bar Jesus like Acts 13. I'm Yahusha from Nazareth. I heal the sick and dodge the fame. My disciples love me, I serve people. It's not in vain. I know this life is ugly. I'ma bring beauty out of this pain. I calm storms, I feed people, I lead people to the feet of the true and living Elohim. I teach people, I meet people, kindly greet people, but I rebuke evil. Zacchaeus in that same tree I'ma hang from. Hey beloved, I see you, but it's not my time yet. Just like I told my brothers, I'ma stay in Galilee and let them go together. Then I'ma change my mind and go solo and travel later. The Jews are out for blood, they want mine, they gotta be patient. But I ain't scared, I'ma see them, I know they traitors. No heart circumcision, they love tradition and status. Trying to break the 7th commandment on me. Who is they playing with? While I'm there, I'ma teach in the temple and light a flame in it. The one from Nazareth, Luke 18:37, Acts 22:8. I'm known for making great first impressions. I'm the word, and word is I'm synonymous with a weapon. That's not in the first letter to Corinth, but it is in the second. I came for Israel when I was there to redeem my brethren, so they could bring salvation to the nations through repentance. When I left my spirit to give you conviction and blessing, so you holy and connected while you out preaching my message to every nation. Yeah, I'm coming back though, and when I return,
All right. Yeah, that brother there.
Soul lyricist.
He got a big catalog too.
A lot of music.
He
used to do a lot of stuff with, like, he used to be with the group with Talib Kweli, Mos Def, like back in the day, like back in the early.
I can tell
2000s.
that makes sense. Yeah.
Okay. Been putting in work.
Yeah, I'm like your mind. I don't care what nobody say. Eshawn be spitting. Yeah, he do.
Spit hot fire.
Exactly. What we got next, but not.
All right. So we're gonna talk about some trashy stuff here.
Man.
So there was a landslide at Uganda rubbish dump that killed 12. So I want you guys to take a look at this. This rubbish dump right here, this trash dump right here, that you can see people standing on top of. It's because just in the background right here, this is the top side, this is the bottom side. People live right next to this dump. Right,
I put a video in there if you want to run it.
Okay. Let's run the video really quick.
Yeah, so the people can
come
see.
back and talk about it a little bit.
As the police excavators turn the garbage which buried his home, Joshua Ariho hopes that his wife and child's bodies can be retrieved.
I found a mountain of waste where my house once stood. I felt confused and overwhelmed. My friends, my neighbors. There must be many people buried under the waste because this was a highly populated neighborhood.
Rescue workers have to dig through heaps of trash looking for victims. And the number of dead is expected to rise.
And that's why you see some of the relatives are still out waiting to see their if they are retrieved. So we are still here and we still expect what it was down.
What you see behind me started as a very deep pit, over 200 feet below the surface. Over the years, it has turned into a mountain of waste. This is what crumbled down on people's homes. Managed by the KCCA, the Kampala City Authority, the Chitezi landfill is located right in the middle of a residential area, with many houses built on its boundaries. Residents now want it relocated.
Garbage should stop being dumped in what? In Chitezi. That is the only thing we can do. We are requesting the government and the KCC, of course, to stop.
The authorities say that more than 100 families have been displaced. Some victims are now housed in temporary shelters.
All right. So the death count has actually rose from 21. I think I said 12 earlier, but from 21 to 30. So this just highlights the unsafe living conditions, environmental concerns, obviously a need for better waste management, government accountability and response. What are the long-term solutions, and where is the international aid? Where is the outcry for aid for this landslide that happened in Uganda? So we always hear about European countries' issues and all the different things going on with them. And when America provides aid, we always put out these, huge announcements. You find it on the news consistently. They'll show you, video footage to highlight how sad the situation is. But it's always the European countries. It's hardly ever our African or melanated countries. It's radio silence when it comes to, like even with the things that happened in Haiti. Yeah, you'll hear about the earthquake because the earthquake affected something else, but you don't typically have the same level of outcry that you have when it's European countries. Why is that? Why do we always hear about European countries and not the African or melanated ones?
Because they white.
I mean, that was easy.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the answer. To land back off that real quick, the European mindset, the Western mindset, the colonizer mindset has convinced the world from their mindset that we all melanated people are what? Subhuman.
Mm-hmm.
So that gives them the justification to not care because we're subhuman, as the Constitution still states to this day. We're 3/5 human. So again, in their mind, there are no other railroad tracks to forgive themselves. That's why they can't get past slavery. That's why they say, oh, we didn't have nothing to do with my ancestors. That was 400 years ago. I didn't have nothing to do with that. Not really thinking about you had all to do with it because you're benefiting from the resources you have that they stole and built off stolen goods. The first stolen goods is us. So their minds can't even acknowledge that. Think about that.
Right.
Their minds can't even go on a different railroad track and say, oh man, we've wronged these people. Right. Remember, Abraham Lincoln he was like, man, I don't care about these slaves. Let slavery go. He was just trying to keep the Union and the Confederate together. Right. They didn't care about ending slavery. That wasn't the reason for the Civil War. But on the other hand, think about that. Abraham Lincoln and the United States just wanted to keep the Union and the Confederate together. They didn't care about letting slaves go. But on the other hand, the Europeans, brother against brother, fought to kill each other over the release of us. That's still the same mindset. That's why African tragedy in Black community, nothing.
It don't matter to them.
It don't matter. Yeah. They see it from a whole. They can see. We said this talking about senior master. They can see the exact same video and have a different perspective.
Yep.
So it's the same thing. This is why they don't care, because their minds can't conceive to care. They don't have it.
They are a different breed of people for real, man. And yeah, they are a different breed of people all the way around. And when on the question, that's a great question that you asked, but not like I never would have heard of this if you hadn't found it.
Right.
It didn't even come across my news feed, and news feed come up on my phone like all day. Yeah. I have to sometimes mute my phone because it's just steadily chirping because of news feed.
10 different sources that we get download from, and it's been nothing about this.
Nothing. I never would have heard about this. Nothing. You dig what I'm saying? And you cannot tell me that people that work in the media like, Ricky Smiley's, your
Roland Martin.
radio host, you know what I'm saying, Roland Martin. You cannot tell me that they did not know about this here, because they get paid to know about this here. So the question I ask myself, when news come across the mainstream media desk like this, how is it looked at? How is it viewed? You dig what I'm saying?
Take your paper and throw it behind your head. That's how it's viewed.
Right. Exactly. That's right. That's
not news.
Right. That's not news. Exactly. Because they got to have some type of a filtering system or some type of a filing system.
Right.
That, okay, so this here is going to be talked about. This not going to be talked about. Right. This is going to be reported. This not. Oh, that's over there in Uganda. Nah, the people don't need to know about this. And you said something profound, Ak, when you said they have taken a lot to convince themselves, because that's what they have done. Right. Now they reprobate on the thinking that we are subhuman. They actually believe that. You know what I'm saying? Now, at the time they said it, whether they believed it or not, I don't know. But now it is believed. But not only have they convinced themselves, they convinced us over here in the West,
there you go,
as Black people, that Africa is insignificant. I was in a Black lady house the other day. This lady told me no less than 4 times while I was in her house, ain't you glad you're not in Africa? I'm glad I'm not in Africa. This was an older lady. You see what I'm saying? A Black lady. Exactly. This is how they have conditioned us, man. So, I mean, you ain't seen now one Ugandan flag on Facebook.
Nope.
Let's pray for the people in Uganda. This is trash. This was not a natural disaster. And I don't know if you guys heard or not, that ditch that they dumped that trash in. You know, I used to drive trash trucks, so I done drove on these landfills, in these landfills and on these landfills. And when you dumping that trash on them landfills, you got to have your truck in a certain way, because when you start dumping that and your truck not in a certain way, it will flip your truck over.
Right.
You dig what I'm saying?
Right.
This ditch started at 200 feet deep.
That's bro.
Look at that mountain of trash.
That's crazy.
Which means that they wasn't even concerned with finding somewhere else to dump this trash.
Nope, they just kept up and kept up.
So what do you expect? You see this cup right here? It can only hold so much water.
If you keep pouring, it's gonna spill on, and that's exactly those houses close, like you said, 200 feet deep, and now it's up here. What's gonna happen? The heat. Remember, 4th grade science. That's trash. 4th grade science. Cold freezes or intracts, heat extracts or contracts.
Right.
It expands. So all that paper waste, human waste down in there, that stuff, and that heat, that stuff expands, and it just tipped over on top of them houses.
Yep, that's a terrible death, man. But yeah, so yeah, I'm glad that we brought that out. That it needed to be known, because I had no idea that.
I had no idea.
Yeah, that went on over there, but not.
All right, we'll keep it moving. Y'all's about to get into some science over here.
4th grade.
All right, man. So this one was a doozy for me. This talk about a Debo move. So the U.S. Secret Service found its way into a hair salon near the Colonial Theater. Its owner says that they didn't ask permission. They didn't respect private property. And if they're not respecting private property for a business, just imagine what they could do to your home if they decide that they want to come in and infiltrate. There's all different types of security protocols that go into play when they decide that they're whoever the public figure is going to be in that area. There's a notification that typically goes out. You have people that are on foot that are walking around talking, knocking on doors, letting them know, hey, we're going to be here at this time, this place. You're not allowed to come out on the street, or you're not allowed to be in this place. This lady said they didn't tell her anything. They didn't show her anything. They just basically came in and infiltrated her spot. So should the Secret Service have the ability to walk in any place of business unannounced?
No. You gotta
absolutely not.
Like in this case, they went in, ate the lady's mints, used the bathroom, didn't lock the door, like all of that. Just because, you know, Trump was in town and they was able to secure the area. Like she said, they didn't let her, the landlord, nobody knew. And then on top of that, you know how many radicals are everywhere? You know how many sleeper cell agents are in the US? So if they see, if you live nearby and these people are walking their dogs and see Secret Service in the area, they're gonna ET phone home thinking something is afoot, not knowing that Secret Service is in the area because of a candidate is speaking that day. So when they leave, they could target that business, thinking that that business knew that Secret Service is going to be there. You let them use your parking lot. Now they getting phone calls and death threats after Secret Service is left.
Right.
So yeah, if you gotta let somebody know you're gonna be using this stuff, because there's gonna be ramifications afterwards as well. Like, come on, you know, like I said, you know how many
this is a prime example of too big of a government. There's no way in the world, and I'm going 200 years back, 150 years back, there is no way in the world that the people, black or white, that the people would have allowed the government just to walk up in their place of business like that. Do you not know that back when the people understood, and this is the thing that we got to understand, that there is what's the word I'm looking for? An order on how to do everything.
Right.
The government was never put in place to be over the people. The people were always supposed to be over the government.
That's right.
And there was a time when that was understood by both the government and the people. This is why they are so afraid of that Second Amendment, which is bearing arms, because something like that had to happen 150 years ago.
Boy, listen, they would have met.
It'd have been some smoke. They'd have had them rifles. And pull that hammer back, you know what I'm saying? No.
They would have been stubborn.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, I mean, there's no way. But that's the problem when you allow Edom to rewrite history, right? And they start teaching differently, because now the way things are supposed to be have now become extinct. Even though it's still right, it don't exist anymore. You see, that could have been real wrong. Just think about this. We talking about cameras everywhere now. And I know for a fact, because of the type of work I do. You got cameras on your store that records, and they send notifications to your phone.
Right.
Now you sitting up drinking coffee with your family or doing and your phone buzzing, and you see people walking around your store. It don't take much for somebody to go grab their gun to go to their store.
Or a lot of people sleep sometimes in a room in their hair salon.
Exactly.
Or their place of
business. They place of business. Exactly. So let's say that they come or sleep in there, they pull a firearm, they shoot off on the Secret Service or kill a Secret Service. Let's just stop there for a minute. Is that a capital murder?
Right.
You broke in my place.
Now you're talking. And the article said that they covered up the front ring doorbell.
They put tape on the camera.
They put tape on the camera. And that's for Secret Service. A lot of people may not know. The Secret Service would do that in neighborhoods that they're securing, because just in case something happened like that the ring doorbell camera don't catch it.
Exactly.
Be able to
you see what I'm saying?
And say we had justification of shooting.
Right.
This person just came out crazy behind the bushes with a gun and started shooting.
Right.
And the real report saying
it's not on video, just like the crazy cop that killed Sonia Mason.
Right.
The only reason that was not reported as a suicide Is because his partner had his camera on.
Covering their tracks. And
you see what I'm saying?
What that would do is the real thing that would have happened was the assailant was in their sleep. We broke into the hair salon to secure it. They came out firing and shot an officer, and so we shot and killed him. That would be the real story. But they cover up those cameras to cover that up.
Exactly. See what I'm saying? Yeah, that could have went real wrong. No, but this goes back to, remember the other story we had with Trump's team being infiltrated, cyber attack?
Yes.
This goes right along with that.
Yeah.
This goes to show you how vulnerable we are, though.
Right.
And this goes to show you that we as 14th Amendment citizens, we don't own nothing. You better believe they will come up in your house and take over your house with you up in there if they need it.
I mean, even on a smaller scale, just think about people who live in prime real estate areas that the government decides that they want, and they will claim, what is it, eminent domain?
Eminent domain.
They will come in and take over that space. I've owned this house. My family owned this property. Our family has been here for 100 years. And now all of a sudden,
you want to build a track through here
because you want it, and I don't want to sell it to you. Now you can claim eminent domain.
Eminent
come
domain.
in and take whatever you want. So
just to build a highway or a racetrack.
Right.
So what happened to this lady's business? I just say be prepared that this is going to start happening in homes. All the movies that we watch, you learn a lot from watching those movies, even though it's meant for entertainment.
Yes,
pay attention, because that's the kind of stuff that is going to start happening. That stuff doesn't just come out of nowhere.
I was just finna ask y'all this, and this is for both of y'all real quick. Do y'all think this is the first time something like this happened?
Oh, probably not.
So why now? Same thing with the Trump thing. Why now is it in the news?
Why now?
Because they are preluding.
Yep.
Same thing that you're saying. Start paying attention, because these things are certain to come. We looking at what? Is it Matthew 13? Is it Matthew 13?
I think so.
Is it talking about when we shall be persecuted for unrighteousness?
Offered up, delivered up until the court.
Yeah. Show us the times of the end, and he began to tell them the things that to start looking for. This is where we are right now, man. This is crazy, man.
Matthew 24.
Matthew 24.
Yeah.
Matthew 24. Thank you.
The beginning of sorrows.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Oh, boy.
So this next topic, we've already kind of hit on a couple of things here, but I'm gonna put it out there. Let me make a couple of changes here. So the White House says that there's a potential Iran retaliation against Israel that could come this week. So the White House warned about a potential Iranian retaliation against Israel, underscoring the escalating tensions in the Middle East. This situation is a reminder of the fragile and volatile nature of the region, where actions by one state can quickly lead to border conflict. A direct confrontation between Iran and Israel could have significant global repercussions affecting oil prices, international security, diplomatic relations. The international community is likely on high alert, with many countries concerned about the potential for broader destabilization. The warning suggests that both Israel and U.S. are preparing for the possibility of Iranian retaliation. This preparation may involve increased military readiness, intelligence sharing, and coordination between the two countries. So before I ask this question, keep in mind, we just talked about a hacker, a cyber attack. We talked about the military and all of the aid that we're sending to Ukraine. I know maybe 2 months ago, we talked about the military weapons, that our artillery was down because we're sending so much stuff over to Ukraine. And then we talked about, the government coming into your homes or into your places of businesses without making any kind of announcements. Said all that to say, what effects do you think this attack would have on America? How far reaching is this?
Man,
we already know, or should I say, are we in agreement that when Iran jump into this thing, and this is what I was going to say earlier when you cut me off, Well, you didn't really cut me off. You let me know to wrap it up, but still talking to Bernard. Iran attacking Israel is synonymous to Iran attacking America. We have got to understand that. Israel is America's right hand. That is America's employer. That is America's employer. Both of their employer is Rome. Nobody never heard about Rome, Vatican. What's going on with them? You know why? Because they calling shots.
They the ones, right? Come on, bro. Come on, man.
Nobody ever, you never hear them. You see what I'm saying? None of this stuff is plausible or possible if Rome not signing off on it, okay? IMF, International Monetary Funds. That's London. This is the three-headed beast the Revelation talks about. America, military, monetary, London, religious, Rome. And Rome is running it all, okay? Which is that last beast or the iron mixed with clay that's in Daniel. This is where we are right now. This is the point that I'm making.
Yep.
So when Iran jump into this thing, whatever it is now, Matthew 24, the authors told us. What did he say? You will hear wars and rumors of wars.
Yep.
Did you hear the write-up? Biden says that Iran may attack when? This week. That's a rumor of war. Now we know we are already in war.
Yep. That's it. That's it.
But when Iran jump in this thing, we have got to understand that's when missiles gonna start flying.
Yeah, they gonna let loose and ain't gonna care about it. That's just facts. And I mean, like I was saying at the top of the show, the main thing to keep your eye on is that the US was actually negotiating a ceasefire. So now
Iran ain't trying to hear it.
Iran is like, we good, we got you. You know how you get that bully that's been fighting your little brother for a long time, and you finally get out. You was working your first job, and you finally get off the job to come and confront. And the bully was like, "I don't care, come over here." And you'd be like, "Okay, I'll be right back. I got you. Keep that same energy." That's what Iran is like. Oh, so. We was gonna actually see now Iran feels backdoored. They're like, y'all had this set up. Y'all had us to sort of relax and again, like I was saying before, when we was having technical difficulties, I forgot this was a topic, but it was a good segue.
Right.
So they were supposedly in advanced stages. And again, they write up a comprehensive plan to do what later on? Use it as foreign policy for our next election. So they had a plan in the playbook and was in the advanced stages of getting both sides to stop. Now you got this. That's why
they can't stop. And all of this is by divine, man. Look, design. Yeah. Because Yasharal, it's almost time to go home. And which is one of the main reasons we seeing this stuff play out in real time, which is one of the main reasons we need to get our affairs right with the Most High. Man. It's time to stop playing. It's time to stop thinking and believing that we got all the time in the world, because we don't, because there is going to be no peace over there at all, no more. And America, look, we talked about it. Was that not like last week we talked about the draft? America talking about, you only talk about bringing the draft back for a couple of reasons. And one of them reasons is preparing for war.
Yeah. Yes, indeed.
Yeah, that's where we at right now.
That face, exactly.
That's exactly where we at right now. Exactly. And over here in the West, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying, you over here in the West,
we think ain't nothing. We so comfortable.
The Ruach movement. how many Israelites right now that even the ones that are trying your best to live the most righteous way you can, not faking the funk, not living one way and portraying in one way, how many of us can actually be girded in our heart of hearts, our souls, and our mind, and trust in the Most High? If we woke up in the morning, our phones ain't working, our internet ain't working. The only thing that's working is the newscast coming on talking about 6 places have got nuked, and all communications, TVs, everything in 10 minutes is about to be over. What would you do? Are you going to be girded enough to keep your sanity? Or are you going to be worried about how fake you've been living? And like Ox said, how comfortable you've gotten. And a different alternative, and really hadn't been keeping the laws, statutes, and commandments. Are you going to be able to really gird yourself and get ready to go? We're this close to that.
We're that
and
close.
All of that living on Facebook and IG, all of that stuff is going to be for naught. But it's going to happen just like that. You ain't going to have time to think about. Right, you can have time. That's okay.
You never worry about your mama until your mama pull up in the driveway.
Yeah, she outside.
Think about that, man.
And she been told you what you been to do.
She been said, she been told you. You ain't listening. Now she in the driveway beeping the horn.
All right. Well, we're about to take our next music break.
Yes,
and then
indeed.
we'll come back with the Beyond Critical Race Theory and our last hot topic. For our music break, we have Don't Want to Be a News Clip by Elia.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna.
I just had to really feel it. I just had to really feel it. Oh, oh. I don't wanna be a news clip. I don't wanna be a news clip. No, no. Yeah. We're born in pain and born in fear. Born knowing daddy had a noose on neck. Born with seeing reckless wine take our life like we a threat. Cause complexion really different. Darker hue, we're used to death. Used to run around on corners. Not knowing we was chosen and nobody trying to warn us from our past and tell us life is chess. So choose your steps wisely. Oh my, I'm tired of dying. I cry, I'm tired of lying. So used to running. Deception too legit, kill each other, we're used to gunning. Either you a blood or crip in a casket, we used to mummies. Like we are back in Egypt, so crazy, we used to punish. No difference in the states of Babylon. So pressure on my hip, cousin told me to battle on. But he no longer here, got me calling him hypocrite. And I'm fighting back my tears, cause my nigga was innocent. And I'm trying to have no fear, but the devil is pushing it. And that pain within my body, man, sometimes I wanna quit. But I'm praying to y'all who are like, help me out. Cause I don't wanna be a news clip, help me out. I don't wanna be a news clip, help me out. I don't wanna be a news clip, help me out. Help me out, help me out. Master yelling out that we is free, but it's hard to understand when copper kill us with his knee. And no one there to help when brother crying, I can't breathe. I'm lost within my thoughts, the road is blurry, hard to see. I'm crying out to y'all, I feel depression taking me. And I'm trying to move forward, but this guilt is chasing me. I've lost so many people on this road, it's stressing me. I miss my baby sister, love Cheyenne, I hope she free. Crazy Chris and Mellow Sauce, I rage, R.I.P. I seen the good die young, I pray that don't happen to me. But if I die tonight, I pray my words make a change. Trying to unite the Crips and Bloods to put their flags up in the flames. And trying to show my Christians that there's a better way. Follow Abba, y'all, and hear my cry. I be saying, all right, man, it got me saying. Living in a generation of niggas hating and innovators. Man, quit complaining and get your paper, I'm sick of waiting. That's when the mellow quotes. Long live the best, pain in my chest, I swear that broke the goat. Yeah, I confess I'm at their neck, don't wanna be broke no more. Speaking of next, they hung another, not his family more. Some call me no, I build a boat.
to keep us at afloat. Like Moses, let my people go. I'm searching for some hope. Them serpents lurking, stressing my niggas, we searching for purpose. Look to Messiah, we know that he's perfect. I'm trying to produce a change in the surface. I got in the booth cause I told him it's urgent. Tired of the devils, no demon galore. Holy Bible yelling that is my sword. Killing titans, call me Levi. Speaking flames for my people I see. Y'all call me Eli the prophet, don't want no smoke. Tired of seeing people die for the po-po. Eli coming back in, it's a no-go. Save my people from pain off the promo. Went from slavery into a brute. Murder my flesh and I'm saving my poop. Yeah, my lyrics, I promise the truth. And my voice make a cop think before he shoot. Deep before you shoot. Deep before you shoot. Can you hear me? I don't think before you shoot, let they fear me. My conviction before you shoot, get near me. I swear I got a line and I swear I'm gonna shoot. And I won't have to trouble shoot. They aiming at the moon. Niggas know I'm making all I know is in these streets. Now my niggas try to shoot, got me banging in soup. I don't really know my first word. No, I don't wanna be a news clip. No, I don't wanna be a news clip. No, I don't wanna be a news clip. Man, that was powerful. Wow.
Yeah.
Don't want to be a news clip.
Don't want to be a news clip. I came across so many new artists that I had never heard of.
Yeah, man, it's a lot
today.
of Israelite music out there. It's a
It's
lot of
a lot
Israelite
of
music. Man. A lot of music.
I didn't realize our numbers were as big as they are as far as us who know that we're in the truth. There's a lot of us.
Yes, a lot. It is. It is. All praise for that. Well, we are at one of our favorite segments of the show, and Beyond Critical Race Theory is our Beyond Critical Race Facts, Nation History Facts. So let's get it right along. This one is not lengthy, but did some more digging. We spoke about Operation Breadbasket. We got into the cement and the foundation of that last week. And as we got toward the end of the article, we learned about, Jesse Jackson, Reverend Abernathy, and the time period that Operation Breadbasket started. And it started out as a foundational, something great for the so-called African-American community. But then as we got toward the end of the article, you could see the agenda. You could just see it. Did a little bit more digging, and yeah, let's just get into it. First, I want to preface this, and I want you guys to think about the scripture as we go through this article, okay? And as we look at these pictures. Ecclesiasticus 6:7 through 10. That's, again, so everybody can turn to your Bibles. Get your Bibles, your Apocryphals, and turn to Ecclesiasticus or Sirach 6, verses 7 through 10. Let's read. It says, if thou wouldest get a friend, prove him first, and be not hasty to credit him. For some man is a friend for his own occasion, and will not abide in the day of trouble. And there is a friend who, being turned to enmity and strife, will discover thy reproach. Again, some friend is a companion at the table and will not continue in the day of thy affliction. Prove a friend and make sure he's a friend, because as the word says, Sirach was saying, when it get tough, they're going to be trying to find your faults and reproach to turn it back on you. So make sure you're not too hasty to credit him for good. Prove him. Now let's get into this. Now I want to, I don't know if Banath has the pictures. Let me share my screen real quick because I want y'all to see this man and see if he looks familiar. Okay, yeah, there we go. Y'all see that man right there in the middle? You see Sidney Poitier? You see that man right there? He looked familiar, don't he? That is Robert Culp. Yes. Robert Culp. The actor. Remember I Spy with Bill Cosby?
Yep.
Guess what? Actor, not journalist, not reporter. Robert Culp was a screenwriter. And as I dig this past weekend, guess what they allowed him to do? And it makes sense now. He was making the documentary for the Operation Breadbasket.
Breadbasket.
This is where it fell apart. Think about the scripture. Think how they got King out of the way because King started to wake up. Who went to Robert Culp to go to Jesse Jackson and Reverend Abernathy and said, we got to get King out of the way? Jesse
Jackson.
Jesse, we're going to prop you up. We got to get them out of the way. We got to get King and Abernathy. They too good to be good. So they go behind closed doors, offering money and do what? Turn us against each other. I said, what is Robert Culp, an actor and a screenwriter, doing a documentary? Documentary is not a movie. Just like reality TV these days, they say spice it up a little bit. This time, when you get out the car, act like you trip and fail and then punch him. Yeah, do that. Yeah, go to King and make sure you wear this wiretap this time to make sure, again. So just like Ecclesiasticus said, once they find some dirt on you, we're going to go back and use it against them. But we're going to act like we're doing the same dirt. Let's get into it, man. Wow. Remember, Robert Culp. Let's get into it. We're going to, now, it's not lengthy, but I'm going to read this because you're going to see, remember last week, and then remember how Jesse Jackson did them and Robert Abernathy and got MLK out of the way. So we're going to kind of retrace our steps and then get into the falling out. It says Operation Breadbasket was founded as a department of the Southern Christian Leadership Conference in 1962 and operated by Reverend Fred C. Burnett of Atlanta. The first activities were in Atlanta and other southern cities. A key figure in the later history of Operation Breadbasket was Jesse Jackson. In 1964, Jackson left his native South Carolina and went to the Chicago Theological Seminary. He participated in SCLC's movement in Selma. When Jackson returned from Selma, he joined SCLC's effort to establish a beachhead in Chicago. In 1966, SCLC selected Jackson to be the head of the Chicago chapter of its Operation Breadbasket, influenced by the example of Reverend Leon H. Sullivan in Philadelphia, who we spoke about last week. A key goal of the organization was to foster selective buying or boycotts as a means to pressure white businesses to hire so-called blacks and purchase goods and services from black contractors. Sullivan's plan was not without its predecessors. One was Dr. T.R.M. Howard, a wealthy doctor and community leader on the South Side and key financial contributor to Operation Breadbasket. Just to put it in other words, he was a boule. He was one of the talented 10th. Remember that. Before he moved from Mississippi, deep south, to Chicago, Howard had developed a national reputation as a civil rights leader, surgeon, and entrepreneur, the talented 10th. As head of the Regional Council of Negro Leadership, Howard had successfully organized a boycott of service stations that refused to provide restrooms for so-called blacks. Jackson's applications of these methods, however, had a similar aspect, including cronyism and strong-arming businesses to donate money to Operation Breadbasket. See how they used Jesse? They was documenting this. The documentary is out there. I don't know how available it is, but Robert Culp, who passed away in 2011, he did the documentary. He was following them around, documenting and filming. Noah Robinson Jr., who had just graduated from the Wharton School of Finance and Commerce of the University of Pennsylvania, came to Chicago in 1969 to become full-time director of the commercial division of Operation Breadbasket. Robinson was Jesse Jackson's half-brother and sometime rival. What do you mean?
Wow.
Right. How is it your brother and sometime rival if y'all in the same operate? Boy, Robinson would later be sentenced. Now that guy sitting right beside Jesse with the glasses, that is Leon Sullivan. That is Leon Sullivan. Okay. Now, Robinson would later be sentenced to life imprisonment for murdering a rival known as Leroy Barber, who we spoke about last week. Now, lastly, in December 1971, Jackson had a falling out with Ralph Abernathy, King's successor, head of the SCLC. I wonder how, and I wonder why. Jackson and his allies then, remember this, broke off from the Southern Christian Leadership Conference and formed the wholly independent Operation Push. Y'all remember that?
Yep, Push.
People United to Save Humanity. That's how Jesse got Push started. The founding goals were similar to those of the Operation Breadbasket. Despite Jackson's departure, Operation Breadbasket continued for a brief time under Reverend Robinson's leadership. There you go. You see that? Look at SCLC Ghetto Plan Study. They had a white actor, y'all, and a screenwriter, not a journalist. He wasn't reporting. He was making up, man.
Yep. That's what screenwriters do.
They put Jackson and King and Abernathy and Jesse's half brother. They put all them, got them together, and was going behind each other's back, giving them money. This is what we're gonna do for you, but you gotta go do this. And they had Robert Culp. When I seen that picture, I said, that dude look familiar. Who is that? And I was like, that's the I Spy with Bill Cosby dude.
That's crazy.
Let me see if I can. Let me share my screen real quick, and now before I turn it over to y'all, let's see.
He was also in Great American
Right there.
Hero. Not many people remember that show. Yep.
Yeah. Yep. So, and when I seen that, I was like, wait a minute, wasn't he in something with Bill Cosby? And I was like, what is he doing with Jesse Jackson? They wasn't acting. And then I seen Sidney Poitier, who was on the ranks of the civil rights movement, and it started making sense, y'all. It started to make sense.
They refuse to allow us to be great. You know what I'm saying? That is not going to happen. They refuse to let us be great, and it's crazy, man. Like,
I
can't trust nothing. And this, I'm gonna say this here, man. And I know I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna put this out here. When it comes to Hebrew Israelite camps, right? And this is a great way to talk on this, on what it is that you just shared. You look at some of these major camps like GOCC and IUIC, it's thousands of us in these camps.
Yep.
Thousands. And we've seen the movie, what is it called? Judas. What is it called?
The Black Messiah.
And the Black Judas. You see what I'm saying? COINTELPRO is real. You dig what I'm saying? And one of the things I was expressing to my wife, like, and this is no backslash on the camps at all, because they got a purpose and they have brought a lot of people out of darkness into light.
Absolutely. Yes.
But if you don't believe that some of those higher elders in these camps are not agents, something is wrong with you.
Something is
like for real. I can't express that no other kind of way, because you got thousands of so-called Negroes in these areas. And my thing is that we talk about persecution, and the day gonna come when they gonna arrest us for being who we are, for our namesakes and stuff like this. Sure, where you think they gonna start at? I know one camp off the top that tell you that before you could come through the door, they got to check your ID.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
They got to check your ID. What you need my ID for? And I come to worship, bro.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
After digging to this story, it makes sense. I was like, boy,
man,
that COINTELPRO is, when I see
I'm not going to tell on myself. That
That just don't make sense.
There's always a mole somewhere. Always. Exactly. And I said they had King started to wake up and started to see, okay, yeah, you've been moving funny. And then found out that they was all getting money behind the scenes.
Yep.
And that's why they had said he got to go.
He got to go.
Same thing with Kennedy. Kennedy was about to shut all that down because he knew these started in a good way for the Black community, but then politics got involved and they started putting businesses instead of putting banks and doctor offices, just gas stations with liquor in them, liquor houses, bootleg houses, stuff that was destroying our community. And Kennedy was about to get rid of it, and they said, "Oh,
man, I got a book on the stuff that Kennedy was not." I got.
Oh man,
I tell people a lot of time that was the last real president that this country had.
He said, "I will crush the CIA into 1,000 pieces."
That's what he said, and he meant that.
And he meant
his own daddy. His own daddy had a problem with him because he wasn't because his daddy was some of the reasons he got.
Come on, bro. Come on, man.
Well, speaking of the Black community, this next topic I think was an embarrassment, if you will. Not necessarily anything we did, but just to what we do. So.
And look, I'm as ready to applaud someone having a go as the next person, but that doesn't mean that every child must win a prize. I mean, all credit to our magnificent Olympian team that's bringing back a record swag of medals, but a dud performance is a dud performance. There's no point pretending otherwise. I mean, breakdancing was one of those new sports introduced to us at Paris. At best, it's a cross between dancing and gymnastics. I mean, what you can see there is some brilliant people at a recent Red Bull competition. That's what it's supposed to look like. Unfortunately, our competitor, Rachel Gunn, a 36-year-old university lecturer who wrote her thesis on gender in Sydney's breakdancing scene, well, she got precisely 0 points in 3 rounds of competition. But anyone who says that she's a pretty ordinary performer, well, those criticisms have been called out as misogyny. Now, come on, if we want to compete, female or male even, you've got to accept the umpire's decision and the views of those who watch what you do. Former Socceroo Craig Foster has hit out at it and said that anyone who's criticising Gunn is un-Australian. Now, give me a break. Any way you cut it, her performances were crap. How on earth did she even qualify?
They didn't actually show the performance. Did you see it, Art?
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
That's what you call it? Pretty bad?
That boy, it was, I mean, atrocious, diabolical, whatever you want to. It was, I mean, she stiff, no rhythm, just, you can tell it was manufactured. She don't have any soul. She might have liked dancing from seeing it, but to break dance, it was the soul.
This was a project for her.
Yeah, there you go. It's like a school project. It was a project.
Yeah.
Oh, I get to tell my grandkids something in years that I was a part of something so big. That's all it was. There was no passion. There was no soul behind it. See, breakdancing in the hip hop community in the mid to late 80s, 90s, we danced because there was so much pain we had been through. It made us not just relevant, but we were freed from the oppression for a few moments on a cardboard downstairs with our friends, with the big box, just dancing away for a few minutes or hours. We forgot about all the troubles. We forgot about all the poverty. We forgot about all of what we're told we weren't for a bit.
Right.
That was the soul in it. And if, to me, real quick, if you ask any of those participants, say, hey, we got a project, you got to, who invented breakdancing? They would say so-called African Americans in New York and across the United States. Okay, well, to get back to this moment at the Olympics, you got to be born in Brooklyn, New York, and start and be Black and start from scratch and go to school, get a degree, but you have to be dark-skinned or light-skinned, grow up in Brooklyn to get back to this moment in the Olympics. Would you do it? All of them would be like, nope, I'm not doing that.
Nope.
I'll pass.
Thank you. That's my point. You shouldn't be doing it now. If you won't start all the way and be born as us and work your way up to that moment in the Olympics, because they know everything we got to go through, they probably wouldn't make it. Getting called the N-word at school, have to sit on the back of the bus, can't get on the bus, harassed. They wouldn't be able to make it.
Really quick, did y'all hear them say she got a 0
Yeah.
a 0 for this performance.
Yeah.
And she got mixed reviews, and this is what the Australian Reporter was saying, is that there were mixed reviews. There were people who saying that, she went out and did her absolute best and she was courageous for doing so. While there were other people who were like, what in the world is she actually doing? Like, she's an embarrassment. They felt very embarrassed. But if nothing else, from a standpoint of the so-called Black community, I think it was
Mockery.
yeah, it definitely was.
That was
a
mockery.
So here's one other little tidbit for you guys. She has a PhD in cultural studies. So the fact that she used this as an opportunity to put out there whatever she want to call it, because you can't call it break dancing, you can't even call it dancing. I don't know exactly what she was doing. It was
broke dance.
It was as Ayo would say, diabolical. It was absolutely. I thought it was a joke.
I thought it was too. I was like, yo, this got to be a joke, yo.
To land back on everything that you said, yo, I was talking to Bernard about this. Breakdancing is culture. People don't understand that hip hop is culture. Hip hop is not music.
No,
it's culture. It's within us.
Lifestyle,
we was talking about Jacob today, Israel, him wrestling with them a lot.
Yeah.
And because he didn't let him go, he got that hip displaced. Bro, Judah still walk like that today.
Still walk.
We still got that walk. That's culture. We are hip hop, right? I don't care if you've been in this truth, how you feel. We are hip hop. That's why other cultures hate us at the same time they love us, because we got something that they don't got. You dig what I'm saying? Which is soul.
Yep.
With that being said, this is the problem when them people take what is ours and commercialize it.
Yeah.
Same thing they did with our music. If our music had stayed with us and we didn't sell it out to them, we would still have, whether it's truth music or not, we would still have healthy music, because our music talked about our struggles. It talked about what we've been through. It gave us that the same way. Don't you know that we settled beef with breakdancing?
Breakdancing. Yeah. Breakdancing.
Beefs was settled with breakdancing.
Yep.
A lot of people that's listening to the show tonight is not old enough to remember what Ayob said. Man, we came out the house with cardboard boxes
and went and danced it off. Whatever issues you had with each other, you dance it off.
Dance battle.
Parachute pants was made for breakdancing.
Yep. And what she did is truly cultural appropriation.
That was.
It was. I was glad to hear the Australian Reporter say it was embarrassing.
Yeah.
So it wasn't just us who felt like it was embarrassing. They were embarrassed by her as well.
And but not saying something too. I was like, how did she get there? Right? She was the best in her region. Is that what it was? So you telling me that it's some other ones?
Actually, one, there really aren't that many others in that region, but two, her husband was on the voting committee.
Oh wow! She still got a 0. He couldn't even give her a point.
No, not this one. For the region to get her to the Olympics.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Man, they ain't nowhere in the world, but not baby. Baby, go sit down somewhere. That's safe.
That would be like me trying to go to the Country Music Awards and yodel.
Right.
Baby, I know you playing, right?
Yeah. Boy, I wish I'd have been there. I wish I'd have been at the living room. I'd have been Sandman. I'd have came out there with the.
What you talking
about? And the actual video, when you go, if you get a chance, go pull up the actual YouTube video. When you go pull up the video, there are people in the background that are watching this whose facial expressions keep changing. Because at first she come out, they're like, okay, she's gonna do something. And then they kind of start laughing, because I imagine they thought the same thing we thought. oh, this is a joke. This is like
Right.
comic relief.
Right.
And then the next expression is sheer and utter confusion.
Yeah.
They
I
have
was
no idea
like,
what they're watching.
I said, this got to be a skit. This is a skit.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Marlon
I
and
actually
Damon
watched the
Wayans.
competition too. I don't think breakdancers should be in the Summer Olympics. I don't, but I actually watched the competition. There was some pretty dope dancers though.
Yeah, it was a couple.
Yeah, they had a few that was pretty dope,
But yeah, I said Marlon Wayans and Ashton Kutcher about to jump out with a camera because this is
right.
Like,
You've been punked. We all been punked.
Somebody being punked. I was like, yeah, we being punked. And boy, that joint was.
That was terrible.
Oh boy.
Hey, she had her 3 minutes of fame or 3 rounds of fame or whatever it is, but she gonna forever go down. She gonna forever go down in history as the worst. I don't understand how she wasn't embarrassed for herself.
She gotta be, or like somebody you were saying that she has a doctorate in cultural diversity. So again, this is something she can tell her grandkids, like, hey,
she did.
I was able to compete in the Olympics. I went to school for this. So it's just, oh, wow, you did, Grandma. Wow,
I don't know that I would tell my grandkids that I went and performed and did this because technology gonna be so advanced.
Well, yeah,
it's gonna be holographics.
Let's pull that up.
Able to go back and see and watch that performance and be just as confused as the people that were there live.
Look, they'll pull it up, be like, Grandma, don't ever do that again. Don't do that.
Cultural. Well, she got a PhD in what?
Cultural studies.
Cultural studies is nothing more than white people wanting to know how. Man, before we sign off, have y'all ever watched some of those older videos like back in the 60s where them white people go into the hood and they talking? Man, them videos piss me the hell off, like for real. Like y'all are making a mockery of us for real.
Yep.
And that's all cultural diversities or whatever you call it is that
that's all it is.
Yeah, cultural studies is that they just want to, you know what I'm saying? Look,
they just right. Well, see, real quick. MTV VH1, all they did back in the day was just huddle up in the room and from 3 to 5 o'clock watch not Yo MTV, but they watch BET, Video Soul, and they watch BET, and then that's when they came out with Yo MTV Raps and all the other stuff with Dr. Dre and Ed Lover, because they was watching us. That's all every day. They used to watch BET, and that's that's culture. They saw the culture and say, "Oh, we're just going to take bits and pieces and sell it to America and insert pop culture."
That's it.
Diabolical.
People like Vanilla Ice.
Right.
Come on.
Eminem. Even though he's a lyricist, can't take that from him, but
he was around.
It boils my blood when I hear somebody say he should go down as one of the greatest rappers or whatever. This ain't his culture, man.
Right. It's not his culture, but you got to understand the 20-year-olds now, 10, 15 years ago when they was 6 and 7, that's all they knew.
That's all they knew.
Eminem. So that was for them. Oh, he is the greatest rapper because they didn't listen to LL Cool J and Cool D. It was just Eminem.
Right.
Well, what I can say about Eminem that I do appreciate is he never tried to infiltrate the culture.
That's
right.
I respect that.
Right.
Stayed in his lane. He just happens to be great lyricist.
And with that being said, though, me growing up in West Dallas, right, in the projects, you always got those white people that's from the projects, right? That just like you are, them kids, you know. And that's exactly where I was going to go. What you see with Paul Wall, that's not a front. That's him. That's
how he lived.
That's how he lived, exactly. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. That is not a white boy trying to be black. That is a white, because in my hood where I grew up, there was 2 white people. I tell my wife about them. 2 kids, we the same age. If they still alive, they the same age as I am now. They grew up with us, went to school with us, played with us. The way we talk, that's how they talk. Now, when they moved out them projects and got a little older, they probably realized, hey, I can't be, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But that's how they were raised, though.
Right.
That's who they were.
Oh man.
Yes, indeed. It's been great, man.
Yeah. This is great, man.
Yeah, sure. You gonna be mad at me? What for? What happened?
Eminem must be one of her top rappers. Then.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I know that's what that means. That's Yame. Yeah, that's Yame saying that she must be Eminem number 2.
Yes, indeed.
Top 5, y'all made a 10. Which one?
Maybe 20. Hopefully it's top 20.
Yeah.
Not as high as 5. Yes, indeed.
Hey, like I said, I respect that he say I'm from the trailer park.
Yeah,
I'm a white boy.
Yeah. That's for real. And as far as lyrically, like I said, he cannot be denied. He can't
be denied, right?
He cannot be denied. Yo.
All right. Well, if you guys don't have anything, this is our twice out.
Told you.
We will be back next week. We will have Sister Delta on the show next week with all of her fire and energy that she brings.
Yeah,
she does.
Yeah. But on our way out, we're going to leave you with Living Testimony by Dimitri Pruitt.
Yeah. Good stuff.
Yeah. We just want to thank you, Abba Yahuwah, for just keeping us.
Yo, we love y'all.
Even when we don't deserve to be kept. I just want to thank you, Master. I need you, Father, every step of the way. Please help me, Father. Running from my past, escape the old me. And I need your blood, Abba, soak me for real, Abba. And I know I don't deserve you, been a cold piece. Master, teach me how to love you, Abba, show me just wanna stay out the way, Abba, super low-key. And I'm praying that the flesh won't control me, Master, just wanna live my life a living testimony. You got your eyes on me, Father, can't be phony, please don't let me go. Looking for the great escape. Quite difficult if you love this place. Trying to motivate my children to see the world for what it is and never hesitate. Don't hesitate to love your Father and seek his heaven gates and meditate on goodly things. And pray our beloved will penetrate from your bone marrow to your breastplate. A righteousness at night you get. Yes, Father. More confidence when your time is spent. Bitter knees, true obedience is how you honor him. And I pray that you never will grow weary. A will doing anything else is so iffy. An unstable mind is blind, it's so shifty. Remember, honor your parents, your life be long lengthy. These are written out instructions from Abba, not man's theories. Only Abba word would try the heart and man's kidneys. Dad speaking, love you so much, just bear with me. Wasn't always the best father I know. Please forgive me. Know that my intentions were pure. I pray you feel me. Truly want the best for you all, and I know you're my Achilles, and I want you all to heal. Get it? I just want us all to heal. Running from my past, escape the old me. And I need your blood, Abba, soak me for real, Abba. And I know I don't deserve you, been a cold piece. Master, teach me how to love you, Abba, show me just wanna stay out the way, Abba, super low-key. And I'm praying that the flesh won't control me, Master, just wanna live my life a living testimony. Got your eyes on me, Father, can't be phony, please don't let me go. Please don't let us go, Master. Please, Father. We need you more than ever. We need you. We need you more than ever.